Hello everyone. It's been a hot minute, so I'm getting back into using all my settings properly. But it feels good to be back and without stress, mind you. So lots happened since the last time I did any form of recording. First and foremost, I moved out of my parents' house. I know, took fucking long enough. I am now living in a entirely different section of the country. I've got a full-time job that's supporting me. I've just moved into my apartment, which is where I'm currently recording this. Still getting used to the acoustics, so I'm not sure how that sounds right now. But this is what we're working with for the time being as I get used to my new environment. But given that we are going into this new... Oh, actually, I just realized I did make a slight error. So once this cutscene finishes, I'm gonna pause and do a slight adjustment. But it feels good that I don't have to stress anymore about having to watch my back for people coming home. I know I can financially support myself on this job. As long as I stick to the budget that I made, I should be well within my means. Just have a nice, relaxed life. I'm not going to say where I moved to. My parents are still in the picture, so I still don't want to have my identity come out publicly. But it's just, right now especially, I'm in such a better state of mind. And I think a big part of the reason why in the past I would snap while doing these videos so much is because of that lingering stress in the back of my head. So now that that cutscene is done, I'm going to take a quick pause of recording and just do the slight alteration fix that I am noticing. Alright, we're back. Just a slight transformed thing on the screen. But I figured with my new lease on life going, I would go back to my old classic roots of the Ori region. I haven't been here in a long time. I love the region, especially with the new news that it's going to be getting a port on the new Switch 2, which I'm very happy about. So I am just deciding that I'm going to go back in with a good old and favorite, but I'm doing this with a little bit of a twist. So the first time I played this, because I did technically do this after, but I never got to finish because of everything that was going on with my life with my family. So the first time I did this, it wasn't a true Nuzlocke in the sense. A number of things weren't done right on my end. So this time I'm going to do it properly. With that being said, the original version of this, I had 69 total deaths. What I'm going to do with this one, as you can see indicated on screen with the crossbones and the Pokeball with an X on it, is I am going to be counting both the number of deaths I have, but also the number of failed captures I have, because captures in this game are not guaranteed. You have a select amount of them. I do remember bits and pieces of this, but I don't remember a ton, and there may have been changes in the books, because I played an earlier version of this when I first did it. There have been updates since, so we'll see how that changes going through. But my goal is to have as few missed encounters as possible and as few deaths as possible. Combine the numbers, I want them to be less than 69 to kind of match with my progression in terms of doing Pokemon. Hold on, I'm gonna change where my camera is a little bit. There we go. I'm more centered. Alright. And I did a test on this, and I'm doing this on a completely new computer. The original I did on my laptop, which is far weaker than my now desktop computer that I need to get for my job. I can use that as my personal computer too. And it runs this so much more smooth, because it's a much more powerful processor. So it feels good to not have, if I'm going to jinx myself saying this, but the lagging and audio difficulties that I had in the original version. So I kind of want to do a redux with things as they are now in my life. So the first battle is through. Not really true. If you guys have watched the original or know this game at all, you know that that was not our real battle. Imagine starting off a Pokemon game with a level 50 Metagross. Wouldn't that be something? So, normally in this the regular XD Gale of Darkness, you have an Eevee, but this one it gives you both an Eevee and a Zigzagoon to start, which is always very nice to have an extra Pokemon right out of the gate. Unfortunately, until we get to a certain point, we can't actually nickname them, so I will reserve that for later, once we can actually get nicknames. Oh, you don't need to be so stiffly official, Lily. But yeah, so I'm not gonna really go through the voice of this. I'm just gonna talk through these monologues. As I say that now, but I've said that in previous ones, and I still end up doing it. But it just makes me so happy that we finally are getting a port of this of Pokemon XD onto the Switch. Cause I've been awaiting that for so long. Because ever since my family got rid of my old GameCube, I had been unable to play this in a, let's just say, proper capacity. So, Nintendo, don't come after me, please. Please, I don't want that. Don't want that smoke. But just, it feels so good to know that I'll be able to get both it and Coliseum, because I've never actually been able to officially play Coliseum. I did, play it as like a ROM, but I never actually have owned a physical version of Coliseum and actually played on a legitimate console. So just to truly experience that would be another kind of exciting thing. I am a little disappointed though that you won't be able to transfer the Pokemon you get in the ports into like Pokemon Home or something. And that is going to be kind of a little bit of a bummer with it. Although I suppose they could make a home compatibility, but I really don't know how that would work. If they can make it happen, all the better for them. I'd be more than happy to see that happen. But until that point comes, I'm going to be running under the impression that there will be no way to do or bring the Pokemon that you use in the ports of XD and Coliseum into the mainline series, which is disappointing because you could do that previously. Although they did do it kind of with like the Virtual Console and the 3DS having the Gold and Silver games. You can transfer Pokemon out of those. Suppose there is the possibility that that could happen eventually. Maybe not immediately, but I'll hold out hope. Especially if they can do like the Jirachi event, like they did in the second disc in the original copies of the games. That would be pretty neat. All right, so let's head on over here. Grab this item. Full heal. Oh, so that's how... Okay, that's how that happened. Okay. I just tested up some buttons, so that's how you do the speed up button. Cool. Alright. Over to Dr. Kaminko's house, where I already know we have our first battle lined up. I don't think it's a double battle, though. I think it is just still like one-on-one, even though we have two Pokemon now. And also, I'm pretty sure... Let me take a look. So... Calm Nature on the Eevee. Brave on the Zigzagoon. And Zigzagoon has Pickup. Okay. So... One thing I am going to have to do... I can't right now, just because I don't have internet. If I walk away and grab my phone at some point, I might be able to make that work. Wait. Who goes there? I said I wasn't going to do the voices, but god damn it, I love Chobin, so Chobin gets this. You must be a burglar. Chobin will put you straight. Don't you move. Chobin is the name, and Chobin is the #1 assistant to Dr. Kaminko. Chobin is the only assistant, so Chobin has to be the #1 assistant. Hats off to you, Chobin. Not my favorite character in all Pokemon, but definitely if I could see myself having a rival character, it would definitely be this one, because basically Chobin is me in real life. I put my avatar as the main character from this game, Michael, but I'll be honest, I am definitely more of a Chobin. I will not be disappointed in saying that about myself. I know where I stand in the social hierarchy. It's off Charge Beam. And again, just having this thing going off properly It just makes me feel so happy. Having everything working. Okay, yeah, that's not great. Let's finish that off. And after each battle, there is a chance that we can get items from Zigzagoon's pickup. So I do have to be diligent in checking that when we get done with battles. You made Chopin angry now. Even though Chopin lost, you're still not going past Chopin. Huh? Closer observation reveals that the subject is a child. Ergo, the subject is not a burglar. Huh. Chopin wishes you spoke up right away. As a Pokemon protagonist, we are unable to speak. And here comes the worst character in the game. Like, I'm sure there's people out there who do have fond feelings for Jovi. I am not one of them. Even though she doesn't really stick around for long, I do not like her third-person speaking aesthetic thing. For Chopin, it works for him. I don't know what it is. Something about the like little kids doing it versus like, albeit a nerd like myself. It just fits in my mind better, so I don't mind it with Chopin, but I hate it with Jovi. Okay, Chopin will now show you the inventions of the inestimable God, it's episode 1, I can't frickin' talk. Dr. Kaminko's inventions, it needs to be said, are #1 in the world. Our Dr. Kaminko, who is fairly great, is inventing in that room there. Hi, Doctor. What kind of funny machines are you making this time? Jovi wants to know. Uh-oh. That girl is at Dr. Kaminko's side again. Chopin hopes she's causing no disturbances. The Doctor's inventions, which are fantastic, can be seen on this monitor. Chopin gives you permission to use this anytime. We will proceed to never use it. Alright, come here, you little shit. Nope, I'm not even giving you the dignity of a voice. I'm just grabbing you and we are getting your ass home. Because we have plot to do. Alright, let's go, Jovi. See you later, Chopin. Dear Gamestrum, you appear to have traveled far in your search for Jovi. Please come back to the HQ lab as soon as you find her. I need your help with something. Yeah, somehow the little shit goes across what looks like on the map is a river and a field and possibly a forest looking at the surrounding area to come to this random old man's house. Like, how? There's superpowered creatures in this. I mean, granted, I know for Ori, as far as like the wild goes, there's not many wild Pokemon to worry about, but still, just the environment alone, at bare minimum, she should have drowned in that river, unless there is a bridge that they just do not show us in the game. Yeah, Lily, you might want to just ground Jovi for a little bit. Just put her in a room, lock the key, and throw it away. Nobody will miss her, because she is small and annoying. And also, she abandoned some guy in the middle of hide and seek. Like, come on, Jovi. Do better. Okay. Now let's go find the professor, so we can really get this stuff going. Should be over in this room here. Yes, he is. Hi there, Gamestrum. I have been waiting for you. I want to show you the snag machine. Has Anne said, no, but I do already know about it. Two of us, Anne and I, were developing it, and now it's finally finished. I'd like to begin testing it immediately. Gamestrum, will you help us? Okay, step inside, please. I should tell you, the snag machine is an outrageous piece of work. After all, it's used for stealing Pokemon from another trainer in battle. But we didn't make it to steal Pokemon indiscriminately from trainers. If I was allowed to, I would. Gamestrum, you've heard of Shadow Pokemon, haven't you? The Pokemon that have been turned into fighting machines and have their hearts closed by artificial means. They're to be pitied. We developed the snag machine to take back such modified Shadow Pokemon. Why this machine is needed now, I can explain later. I'm sure anybody with decent brain cells can understand where this plot is going. Okay, favorite cutscene in the Pokemon franchise. I wish I had the ability to put the snag machine onto this model, but like, as you can see, like, I literally do not have that capability. The arms do not move, so it'd be pointless, and also just, it would be a lot for my artist friend who actually made the model to put that on. We tried doing a couple renditions of, ooh. Press the mute key. I don't know if that changed anything on your guys' end. But yeah, we tried to do like a rendition of the model that had it. It didn't look right because you can't move the arm. Only thing that can move is my head, eyes, and mouth. And then my hair does move a little bit if you can look really closely at it. But it's just the snag machine would have been way too much onto it. Maybe if I ever get an updated model in the future, maybe I can try it then. But get the Pokeballs to start. Pokeballs aren't used in the Ori regions. We import them from cows. Oh yeah, I forgot this version of the game does put reference to other regions in the franchise. My personal mindset is always that Ori was like a really like desolate like offshoot of the Hoenn region, which would make sense given where it is. Like it's a midway between Hoenn and Johto. Because at least in the Ritual Coliseum, a lot of the Pokemon that show up are Johto Pokemon, which is by design. But I'm just trying to think lore-wise, because it doesn't really get referenced anywhere, so it doesn't really fit into the Pokemon world as its own thing. I'm taking you to your new lab, Professor. What? My new lab? Move it. We don't have any time. If you don't want to get hurt, hustle yourself into the car. You people, what are you? Considering there's only one real evil team in this area, and it's not the Balding Men, pretty obvious who that should be, but you know what, Crane, I'll give it to you for logic sense. So yes, the first Shadow Pokemon, unlike the original, is a Tailo instead of a Teddiursa. Though, to be perfectly honest, I would not mind having Teddiursa over the Tailo. My main problem with the Tailo/Swell line is versus Ursaring is that it's just frail. Ursaring can at least relatively... Oh yeah, I forgot what I was doing for a second there. Ursaring can at least relatively take a hit. Swellow is the textbook definition of a glass cannon, especially if you're using its Guts ability, which I think this thing is guaranteed to have, if I'm not mistaken. So it can be a little dicey. 2, 3. Got it. But what's that? My Shadow Pokemon. Was it a snag? I do not understand the word of snag. Like, there had to have been those better words or terms that you could use. Just personally thinking on it. It's big news. Come on, move. I need to report this to headquarters, like, now. I love that they just shove the man in the trunk. Like, it's just... You don't really see anything, but it's just so much more brutal than really anything you really see in the main series. And then you also consider, like, Wes's blowing up with the Snag'em base in Coliseum. It's just, like, these games just were on an entirely different, like, wavelength from the main series games, especially at the time. Even more so now, I think. We've contacted the police and the proper authorities about Professor Crane. They should let us know when they discover anything. Yeah, the police in this region are not exactly the greatest, so I fat chance on that. Okay, so that probably wasn't the only Shadow Pokemon that was made. When the Purifier Chamber is completed, we'll be able to save many Shadow Pokemon at the same time, but Professor Crane is crucial to the project. Without him, there's nothing we can do. See, this is real girl boss energy here. Lily from Pokemon representing. Let's complete it. We'll finish the Purified Chamber ourselves. Lily? The director's not here. It's hopeless. There isn't any possible way to get done. You're on the verge of finishing. This isn't the time to feel sorry for yourself. The Purified Chamber project got this far, not just because Professor Graham was here. We got here because we all worked as a team. Having come this far, it'd be wrong to stop now. Our pride as scientists is on the line. Let's finish the project as one. Things will get very busy around here. I'll go upstairs and check on how the data processing is progressing. Alright, and off we go. This basic data should be fine now. Keep going with it. Gamestrum, you came at the right time. May I get you to run an errand for me in Gideon Port? We ordered a special machine part for the Purified Chamber from the part shop. Gideon Port is due south from here. It's not far, but be careful. Jovi knows the part shop. It's next door to Emily's house. Mommy, can Jovi go? Jovi wants to help everyone. Jovi, I appreciate your offer. I know you want to help, but it's an important component. Is she though? Last time I checked, children cannot be staff. She's not even old enough to be left alone for any extended period of time. So I think sending her again into a world that we now know has the shadow Pokemon, which are even more dangerous than regular Pokemon and people. Not the best time to send what seems to be like a 5-year-old out into the world. I mean, I guess logically speaking, this is the world that, on habit, sends 10-year-olds off into the wilds to fend for themselves, but, you know, semantics. Okay, I'm just gonna skip right through this, because it's just, these memos mean nothing to me, because I already know the shadow mechanics of the game. So they realistically mean nothing for me to be dealing with. Off to Gideon Port. Well, big brother, look, it's the sea. It's so big. Listen, the part shop is over there. Hurry, big brother. This way. Runs straight into a man. Ouchies, Jovi fell down. Hey now, where do you think you're going? Oh, sorry. Jovi is sorry. It wasn't on purpose. Another good song. And look what you've done. You messed with the happening look of Zook, the coolest, baddest, and most happening guy around. Sorry doesn't begin to cut it. Dude, she's like 5. Just kick her. You want to get out of the way, you can more than easily just pick her up and move her. Hey, you there. Yeah, you punk. You're with this munchkin, aren't you? It looks to me like you're a trainer. Looks like you'll be a million times more fun than some munchkin. I'll stomp you flat with my shadow Pokemon. That's quite enough of that. Pokemon aren't meant to be used in such a manner. Choose your place and time. Shut it, you meddling senior citizen. Take your preaching to someone who cares. You want me to pound you too. Phrasing. Mr. Varric, perhaps I should. And who do you think you are? So now you're going to play the man to stop me? This gets better by the minute. Let's see you try. I do find this fun, being one of the few battles, it's an actual battle, it's not like a catch tutorial of somebody just catching a wild Pokemon. No, it's like an actual fight that you get to witness. I don't even think you see something like this in Coliseum. I think it's really only in this game, Pokemon XD, that you see anything like this. I mean, granted, it's short and it's a one-hit KO, but it's still just kind of interesting that you see other battles taking place. It's not just the universe revolves around you. I mean, granted, there's only 2, I think. But still cool to like have that notion in your head with these games. You've done it now. Don't think you're getting away with messing with the great Zook. Remember this. Should I give chase? No, that won't be necessary. He won't come back. Leave him be. Yes, sir. Let us be on our way. Thank you. Oh, that hardly deserves such gratitude, my little lady. We did only what had to be done, nothing more. Alright, now off to the part shop. Did you want something here? Shopkeeper's out right now. He said something about having to go out to Dr. What was it now? Doctor's Manor's where he went. He says his grandson Pearl will be back from preparing the retaining bridges, so I'm supposed to mind the shop until then. But I don't know where anything is, so I have no clue what to do. This really doesn't matter though. It's really quiet here. I'm getting awfully bored, really. If you like, how about you help me while some time away? I've got a tale to tell you may find interesting. When I was younger, I sailed the world seas as a navigator. Our world is huge. This huge world is filled with an incredible profusion of Pokemon. Of all the Pokemon in our world, the one that I found to be the most interesting is Eevee. Now, Eevee is unique, as you get into 5 in this game, different kinds of Pokemon you see. While I sailed, I studied Eevee quite exhaustively, and as a result, I've obtained 5 items that are keys to Eevee's evolution. Oh? You say you're raising an Eevee? What a fortuitous coincidence. This must have been meant to happen. Well, let me commemorate this occasion by giving you one of the 5 items. There's no need to be shy about it. Go ahead, choose one. So I will be, of course, choosing a Moonstone to have my personal ace Umbreon on the team. But I'm going to choose to not use it immediately, because I do want to check, and I don't really think I can right now because I don't know where I put my phone. Oh, there it is. I want to take a quick check on what level up movesets are, because I believe this is going off of Gen 7 mechanics. So I am going to take a quick pause and figure that out. Okay, so I looked at the movesets. I am actually just going to evolve Eevee into Umbreon right now. So let me actually also want to check. Zigzagoon doesn't have anything. Okay. Always gotta keep checking that in between the battles. Alright, let's use the Moonstone. First evolution, always the Eevee. Eevee evolved into Umbreon. Now we're cooking. Of course, we also want to, when it gets back, switch Tailo to the front. It is technically the highest level, but it really won't be that way for long, and I want to start working his Purify gauge down. Whew, that settles that, all fixed. You want to talk to me? Yeah, the part shop's ours. Huh, the machine part? Where's Grandpa? He's gone to Dr. Kaminko's? Ugh. When my grandpa gets excited over some mechanical thing, he's off like a shot. Never mind the shop or his grandson, me. I'll find the machine part you need. Can you come to our shop? In a moment. We have other business to attend to here. So, if we come over here, find this guy, Hey, welcome, youngster. No words need be spoken. No questions need be asked. We shall battle, yes? Alright, here we go. Casual guy, Kyle. Start with Pidgey and Meryl. So let's be trying to get a catch in here because we have a shadow Pokemon. I never did understand like what I know one of them mentions that they got it from like a lowly cipher grunt or something. So it never made quite a lot of sense to me that like these shadow Pokemon are just in the town. But you know what? Who needs proper lore when you have just a fun time going on here? Alright, so Pidgey's down. See how much this damage this does to the Meryl. Not that much. Okay, that still does a decent bit even with the filter ability. More than I would like. Try Headbutt, see if that does anything more. At least we have a chance to flinch it. Get a little bit of damage going here. It's gonna take a minute. Okay. So now we got the health down. We can try to go for a catch on this. When it's a 2v1 like this, I'm really not too concerned with doing the speed up stuff, just because like we know where this battle's going. Outside of barring something absolutely insane, it should be more than set. 1, 2, 3. Got it, okay. Now question is, what ability do you have? Because there's two options. It's either Sap Sip or Huge Power, and I am praying it's Huge Power. Be very helpful if it were. Too bad. Guess I lost that one. The machine you have on your arm is quite the get-up. The way the light pulses and all, it's a mighty impressive whatever it is. Yeah, we'll, choose to ignore what the old man says. Let's see. Meryl. Huge power, yes! I mean, Stab Super is a fine ability too. I just prefer the offensive power of Huge Power going with this. It was always a fun one using it in raids in Pokemon Scarlet. I had a zoomer with it that I used for a lot of raids. Let's go over here. Ooh, okay, the speed up is a little crazy. You know, thank you. Alright, I'll heal up. Out we go. Alright, now we're back. So let's make sure we grab this item box. Get some Pokeballs out of that. Some more potions, always help in Nuzlocke especially. Although I will try to limit the amount of potion usage I use so I'm not overly dependent on them. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge. Oh, also, I never checked. No, not that. Zagoon was holding anything. Oh, no. Take. Ooh, Great Ball. Okay, I'll take that. Keep that for when we have a difficult catch later on. Okay, lady there. I know there's at least one more item box in here somewhere. I think. There we are. TM52. Are TMs one use in this one? I'm gonna just take a look at this. Substitute. Okay. I don't know if they are single use or not in this game, so I'm going to withhold even considering using that for a little bit. And there's just a guy over there? Yes. Okay, now we're at the top. We have another fight to do. You there. Look, a trainer. Ooh, God. Alright, just burped a little bit. Bodybuilder Karen. Poochyena and Zubat. Pretty sure it's the Poochyena. I'm like 90% sure. Oh, it has Intimidate to go with it. Okay. Let's go Hyper Voice and swap. Go over to Meryl. See how much this does. Ooh, I actually did, I think, more than Headbutt did. Not very effective. See how much Shadow Fang does. Okay, I think Meryl's Shadow Slam actually did more to us. Go for another Hyper Voice and ooh. Okay, I'm just going for Shadow Slam. Just simply for the fact that I don't want to possibly do too much damage to it. That's because we do that. So Shadow Slam should definitely not come anywhere near KOing, at least I hope not. Okay, came closer than I wanted, but okay, it's only in the red. Should be an easy catch. And then it crits us. Lovely. I'm just going to stay and tuck a ball. Oh, that can lower attack. That's interesting. No, not TMs. Pokeballs. And I'll just... No, we're not doing that. Just going to call. Should be a relatively easy capture. One, two, three. Alright. Got the Poochyena. Pretty sure this is just going to be the team for a little while. So I don't think we get any more captures for a good portion of the story now. What was all that about? I joined the organization because they said they give me a strong Pokemon. Something that's not like the usual ones. Well, what was so tough about that? I was conned. Well, you got a free Pokemon. I'd say take it. Regardless. Okay, down we go. So at least we know we have Intimidate on Poochyena, which is actually not a terrible ability to have right out of the bat. Alright, so let's just head over and get the part we need. I forget which thing we landed on. I think it was... Okay, yeah, that's the one we wanted to go on. Good. Let's go get the machine part, and I think I'll end the episode after that. Sorry we were out. Machine part, you said, right? Into the empty vault that nothing was in. Here it is, here it is. This is it. Here you go. It's a rare item, that machine part. Took a while to get the order in. How's your director, Professor Crane, doing? Huh. The HQ Lab's director was abducted by some goons with shadow Pokemon. I've been through something like that before, but who would have thought it happened again? I hope the lab director is found. I'll be rooting for you, so don't give up. Alright. Let's take another quick run over to the Pokemon Center. Actually, I think there's a few more items that we can... Whoop, didn't mean to actually go into the PC. Because I think there's a couple more item boxes we can get in Gadeon that I want to go take a look for now. I think there's up here in the Krabby Club, which we do have a battle we'll have to do anyways. Alright, let's just get through this. Okay, so let's go for bite for stab, Talos swap, and we will go to Meryl. Done. And I think there's only one item box in here. Oh, I forgot to check my items on Zigzagoon after the last one. I forgot to check that. No, not PDA. It's not a habit of mine because I don't usually have pickup Pokemon for too long. Okay, so nothing after either of those. I don't think there's any in the upstairs area. TM46. Okay, so in the original this was Super Potion. What's TM46? Light Screen. Ooh, can anyone actually learn that? Because I might not be a bad one. I'll take it over Headbutt. Just one each, and yeah, I'll take over Headbutt. And I think we'll actually put on Zigzagoon too, just to have something on it, even though I don't think it... Okay, they are multi-use. So I don't have to worry about losing those. And suppose I'll put it over Growl, because we do have an Intimidator, so that does effectively what Growl does, but better. Okay, so that's a massive boon for us. Alright. So we're going to give that machine part back, and then we'll end the episode there. With these startup episodes, I always like to go run a little bit longer just to get the story actively going. Okay, so we just need to get through these. Let's go give them to Lily. Who has been standing in this room watching this guy work the entire time we've been gone. Which has been at least a couple of hours. Welcome back, Gamestrum. Was Jovi well behaved? We ran the errand like you wanted, Mommy. The bad guy tried to stop us, but a nice person helped us. Oh no, really? Details later. What about the machine part? Thank you. With this component, we can get down to the finishing touches on the Purify Chamber. I should take this down to the Purify Chamber on the ground floor now. Oh, Jovi will take it. Jovi, are you sure? Don't drop it. Jovi can do it. Proceeds to immediately drop and break it. Okay, so how's your Shadow Pokemon doing? Purification progresses if a Shadow Pokemon spends time together with its trainer. It has not fallen to 0 yet. Oh, but by the time the Purify Chamber is complete, the heart gauge should be down to 0. If the heart gauge has fallen to 0, that Shadow Pokemon is ready to open its heart, but that alone isn't enough. To complete the process, the Pokemon needs to go through a purification ceremony. It's basically a ritual for it to return to its natural state. If the Purify Chamber are ready, it could go through the ceremony there, but looks like we'll need a little bit more time to get it finished. Because of that, I think your Shadow Pokemon should go through the purification ceremony using a different process. There's a village called Agate. In the village is the Relic Stone, which has the power to restore a Shadow Pokemon to their natural state. It worries me a lot to send you such a far off place by yourself, dear. But I was thinking something that only you can do. Don't have a choice, so we kinda have to go. Agate is southeast from here. It's not very close. Go see a man named Egan there. Again, if that's not very close, then again, how long was Jovi gone to be able to get to Dr. Kamiko's earlier? Unless she has her own like motorbike, but clearly she doesn't because we weren't towing anything. So we had to actively go get her. Questions for later. Anyways, I think this is a fine enough place to end the episode, so thank you everybody so much for watching. It feels great to be back, and I will see you guys in the next Pokemon XG Next Gen Nuzlocke. Catch you later.